This colossal cinema had been a staple of the high street since the 1930s. Yet, the inside shows a lack of owner interest, sat neglected and decaying for more than 25 years. Holy shit, this might be one of the best projector rooms I've ever seen. In today's Urbandoned video, join us as we explore the famous State Cinema in Grays to see what remains.
Alistair,
What?
have you heard that 85% of people are not subscribed?
You're joking? They need to hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell to never miss a video.
Sold to a circus at the age of 6, he was.
Of course, he worked with MI6 during the war, you know.
After 5 wives. No wonder he took to the drink. Bless him.
My father committed his mother to an asylum and told him she was dead.
Don't miss the Cary Grant story in this Sunday's Sunday Express.
It could only happen in the movies.
It is summer 2023. After years of wanting to witness the inside of Gray's State Cinema in Essex since it was first documented in 2009, an opportunity had finally presented itself. A decade ago, the theatre was explored and showcased in an untouched state. All the electricity functioned, the equipment was left, and the main auditorium was immaculate. We were very curious to see for ourselves after a further 15 years of human absence. Inside an abandoned theatre. Excited for this one because it looks epic even from the outside. Seats here. Is this straight in?
Yeah, that's a lot better than I expected.
Wow. It's massive.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than it looked in the picture.
Yeah.
And the chairs haven't really been turned. Oh, actually, they have.
They've just been taken off, they're all still here.
It's pretty good. All the wallpaper's gone.
Yeah. It's just like the arches of the roof and the proscenium details are still there.
They stripped out all of that stuff. and just-
There's that grand piano down there with the customised title of the theatre. It's cool that that's still remaining, although not much else is. It's not often you see natural light coming into a theatre. And we seem to be hitting it at the right time with the sunlight coming in. Working my way up the balcony, we can have a closer look at some of these seats. They do look very old. It's tragic that they're just being stripped out and probably sent to a skip. Unfortunately, just slightly too late to see the theatre with all its seats in situ. Titled the SA Theatre, the complex was constructed in the 1930s, opening on the 5th of September 1938 with the film The Hurricane. The gargantuan cinema hall had seating for over 2,200 guests across the stalls in a tremendous circle. Functioning throughout wartime and decades after, it eventually reached difficult times in the 70s. As years passed, multi-screen modern cinemas were becoming more attractive, and it seemed that the old theatre's time was running out.
The floor feels spongy. These are the infamous projector holes that we see in almost every theatre. There is a lot of them though. I feel like the projector room itself will be bigger than any. And it's stripped back to the concrete, which is bizarre, but may indicate that restoration is on its way, but moving at a very steady pace. This is cool. Very old fire safety poster.
Although the grand auditorium wasn't in the shape it once proudly stood in, there were still some unique details surviving, such as the delightful proscenium and intricate features on the remaining seats. We progressed to the highest point of the structure in search of something special.
Let's go check out this projector room. I know it promises something quite special, if I'm being honest. Stinks of years of pigeon feces. Oh my god. Holy shit. This might be one of the best projector rooms I've ever seen. Wow, I'm actually taken aback. I didn't realise it was this big. Wow. These are so old, but in immaculate condition, despite the poo on top of them. Holy shit, man. There's baby pigeon chicks nesting on top of this one. Where else are you gonna see that? This is a room of relics everywhere I look. Machines that have served their time and they're not needed anymore. So they're just left to rot and rust. There's the three ones of the same make in the middle, and then there's two of these looking ones that look much older, if I'm being honest. See, you've got this control panel next to it as well. And these are just in shadow. I barely even noticed them when I came in, but they're actually more impressive than the others. You get a great view of the hall as well. See Ollie all the way down there at the bottom.
The projector room was one of the only spaces that was just as untouched as it had been in the 2009 venture within State Cinema. All the equipment was still intact, albeit slightly more damaged after near enough 30 years of abandonment. It was truly incredible to see. During the 80s, film rental was on the rise, and many theatre-turned cinemas like Gray's were struggling. On the 5th of September 1988, exactly 50 years after the cinema opened, a closing night was held showing the very same film The Hurricane, before the doors were permanently shut.
This rear desk is full of interest too, with all the reels. Firstly, I noticed the two eggs there. Here you've got a compartment to store the different reels. And as you move down, all the equipment is really old. Dated JVC speaker there. And there's even piles and piles of film. I think you can make out what film it was in areas where it's not just faded over time.
After spending some time looking closely at every aspect of the projection suite, we inevitably continued exploring the cinema.
Finally heading down in the theatre. Good grief. Doesn't look in the best condition down here. This looks quite cool though. The foyer, you can see the Art Deco details on the walls. Blimey, yeah, it's suffered from a lot of decay, but also it seems some construction work with these light panels. It's eerily quiet in here as well. I can hit every single hair on my body. But yeah, just a space for the intermissions during performances where people could get some food and drink. Yeah, it should go all the way up. You can see the keys. If you give it a proper push, I reckon on the right side it will go up. This on my side. There you go. And then lift that up and that'll be the music stand.
Oh, that is cool to be fair.
Yeah. Look at this as well. The plaque. Presented specifically to this theatre. 1993.
In 1991, the theatre briefly reopened as a bar called Charleston's, which would have occupied the foyer area as their restaurant. It only lasted 7 years until it too closed down.
Must be a few rooms back here. Probably just staff. Yeah, bare with a lot of mould. That's another staircase. Again with the Art Deco features as we make our way downstairs. I was thinking this from the menu, but that sign there's confirmed it. The foyer would have been known as the Charleston's restaurant. You've got the neons there on the left side. That would have indicated it was upstairs as well. This is a reception, or ticket booth I guess you'd say. So stripped though. I like the little detail above. That's nice. But yeah, a little of nothing left down here. It's another nice feature. Like an Art Deco chandelier in this room that's spherical. I remember seeing something like this in King's Hall Theatre. Yeah, very nice there. I like the use of the marble. And you can see there the neon that does remain tells us that this was the reception and where tickets would have been handed in and people would have been granted entry to the theatre. Out into the stalls, and again it's like the same as above. All the dismantled seats scattered about. Wow. Stunning to look up at it. All its details. It's a gigantic stage. Has to be one of the biggest we've done. You can see there in full effect that huge gaping hole in the roof. And the effect that that's probably been having with more water slipping through. Get a closer look at this too down here. Well, it still works. A lot of them are jammed.
At one point, the long vacant State Cinema saw hopes of turning into a Wetherspoons, but this never came into fruition. The building is protected, Grade 2 listed due to its architectural heritage, yet for how long it can stay upright it is unknown, affected badly by water damage, a real shadow of its historical self. Here are some of our photographs captured at the abandoned State Cinema. If you like the look of them, check out our Instagram page in the description, where we share images from our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed a more relaxed, classic UK exploration. Don't worry, there will be plenty high-stakes episodes coming soon. See you next time.